Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Morelia, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos and presentations about the joys of living in Mexico. We're always evolving on this channel. Always trying to have fun, always trying to figure out why is it so much fun, and why am I so happy to be living here in Mexico. I've been down here almost 20 years now, and every day is just fabulous. And before I go any further, I just like to share with you guys what I'm looking at as I broadcast this morning. As I look forward, this is what I see all day, every day, as I sit at my desk, looking over half of Morelia. I can even see parts of El Centro from here. It's just it's just a wonderful life. And let me say hello to some people here. We have William Mustache Stoneman in the house. And away we go, talking about Jackie Gleason. Anybody remember Jackie Gleason? Me and my family, we used to watch Jackie Gleason. What was that? Was that on Sunday nights at like 8 o'clock, like right before the Ed Sullivan show? Yeah, Jackie Gleason show. And we have Mary Jane in the house. Thank you for joining us, Nancy Trevino. Hola to you. Char William is in the house. We're so happy to see you. And Matt Brazelton, all I can say to you is to stick up a finger to you, and I'm not even going to tell you which finger it is. After last weekend, the Oregon team beat Ohio State by 1 point, knocked them out of the number 2 spot in the country, but it was a great game. And Matt Brazelton, God bless you and your team. Matt is in Ahihic. Let's just see how the season plays out. I'm not going to talk about football a lot, but I'm a big Buckeye fan, and it's looking tough for this season. But congratulations, Matt, and I wish you and your team successful season. And we have Ms. Holmes in the house. And Ms. Holmes sent me like a $5 contribution like two or 3 days ago. I don't even know what video she was liking, but I do want to give you a sincere thank you, and thank you for joining us in Dallas, Texas. And that's my middle name. David, my neighbor in Morelia, good morning to you. Wayne is in the house from the Windy City. I think you would call that Chicago. We got Eric in the house. Good morning to you, Eric. And Dominique is in the house. I had breakfast with Dominique at a fabulous restaurant. 2 Sundays ago. We're going to have breakfast again tomorrow morning. She's traveling through Mexico. I think she spent a month in Guadalajara. She's been in Morelia for a month. And very soon she's headed to, I'm going to say, one of my favorite cities in Mexico, Guanajuato, which is fabulous. If you haven't been to Guanajuato, you got to go. But she's going there, I think, towards the end of this month. We're going to go to this great restaurant. She likes her eggs sunny side up. The owner of the restaurant knows us now. He knows. His name is Eddie. He's a Mexican, lived in Chicago for 20 years, and we're going to have a fabulous bacon. She likes bacon and eggs. I like bacon and eggs, and we're going to talk about the joys of living in Mexico mañana. And mañana, for you people that haven't heard hardly any Spanish, mañana means tomorrow. And look who is here. The one, the only Tooth Fairy. And she notified me she's in Morelia. She's been out of town. She's been out of Morelia. I think she was in Vegas with her man in Vegas. And as soon as she touched ground, she sent me an email and she said, Bill, we are so blessed to live in Morelia, Mexico. I tell you, man, once you go Mexico, you never go back. Once you come down here and live here for a while, you might go to the United States. Matt Brazelton said this. He lives in Ajijic. He went up to Oregon and he got back. He said, I'm so happy to be back in Mexico. I'm telling you, man, there's something about Mexico that is so stress-free. But Tooth Fairy, glad to have you here. And Liston Henry, I am here today again watching your live show, and I believe Liston Henry is in Morelia. We got a bunch of, I'm going to call them Morelianites. Morelianites, how do you like that? Yes, and Verlaine. I think Verlaine is in La Paz. We got all these gringos showing up, living in Mexico, enjoying Mexico. Join in the fun. It's a fabulous place. And Temple Moore is in the house. Buenos dias todos. Todo means all. So I guess todos is plural for all. I guess that's alls, like you all, something like that. Eric, praying for you to feel better. I feel pretty good, man. Do I look sick? That's all right. Whatever. She thinks so. She speaks. I think she speaks. So I think she thinks so. She speaks. She must have her own private jet, because one week she's in Charlotte and the next week she's in Merida. So that girl got to be loaded with the cash, but always happy to see you here. And Brian Maiden is in the house. Good morning. Who doesn't like bacon and eggs cooked in Mexico? And I tell you what, I'm real boring about when I go out to eat in Mexico. I'm boring, man. And if I go out to eat, I want to eat food that I like to eat. So if I go out to breakfast in Mexico, I'm going to get bacon and eggs. I'm going to have scrambled eggs. And you have to, if you're ordering food, if you're ordering bacon and eggs in Mexico, you have to tell them up front, separate them. I don't want them together. I know they're going down together. I don't want to see them together when you bring them to me. So put the eggs over here and the bacon over there. You got to tell them up front. And if I go to lunch or dinner in Mexico, okay, don't be disappointed. But if I get lunch or dinner in Mexico, what do I want? I want a cheeseburger. Yeah. Mexicans make a mean cheeseburger, and usually a good cheeseburger in Mexico is going to come with onion, lettuce, tomato, and most of the time they're going to put bacon on it. Yeah, with some French fries. Yeah. Now I'm not talking McDonald's but I'm talking they grill up a mean, they call them hamburguesas con queso. Yeah, give me that. I'm boring. I don't want to do no experimental food when I'm hungry. Do you like to eat experimental food and pay a bunch of money for it when you're hungry? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, here we go. Thank you. And Brian Maiden, I know that you had a little accident in where you live like you fell down, hit your head real hard, wasn't feeling too good for the last couple of weeks. So we all pray for you and hope that you are recovering well. Brian, Pretty Boy, Maiden, and then we have Jamie Gilsig in the house. Ola to Jamie. Katrina the Maker, great to see you here. Katrina sent me a message last week. Oh, I missed last week, Bill. Well, yeah, we're happy to see you here today. And we got good morning from Western Colorado, flying SGP. Woohoo! Uh-oh, I missed something here. Jamie, I had the most amazing burger at Carl's Jr. in Mexico City. Those slices of red onion and avocado made it magic. And let me tell everybody right up front, I'd never had a cheeseburger with avocado in it in my entire life until I got to Mexico. But I'm telling you what, man, you get a nice fresh cheeseburger with some avocado on it and some fresh tomato and onion. It'll rock your world. I'm telling you. GES, I love the burgers. Hey, the truth comes out, man. I'm kind of jumping around here, but I have a lot to say this morning. Now, I've been trying to figure out. I've been trying to figure out why I like Mexico so much, and I think I have an answer. I'm going to give you the answer here shortly. G. Fontaine, good morning, all from the Hudson Valley. Where is the Hudson Valley? Is that in New York? Tell us where that is, because I'm just a poor black man in Mexico, ain't got no education, ain't got no geography, ain't got no Google map. I could look it up, but tell us where that is, please. Coco Crispy, good morning, all from Atlanta. Oh, I guess you a Lakers fan. Yee-hoo, go Lakers. You nailed the name, Bill. Well done. I had no clue how to say it either, Jamie. Temple Moore, here in southern Arizona, it's 51 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 10 degrees cooler than you there in Morelia right now. We dropped 30 degrees in 1 week. Brr. That's cold for Arizona. Let me say something. Right now, or I checked the temperature here about 15 minutes ago. Right now, it is 58 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to go up to 76 degrees today. And let me hide this message. And look at my new sweatshirt. See this new red zipper hoodie? You like that? See that? Uh-huh. Yeah, look at that. You like that? I'm going to show you where I bought it. This week I went to the Mercado Independencia, which is about 5 blocks away from El Centro here. And I got 2 new hoodies and some sweatpants that I have on right now. And they're very warm. And this hoodie right here cost me $10. The sweatpants cost me $10. So I got 2 hoodies, some sweatpants, and that cost me like $30. And I was at the mall. I mean, this hoodie at the mall, you can get the same hoodie in the Levi's shop, and it'll cost you like $150, for the same hoodie. Okay, probably $50, $60. Why do that? I'm going to show you the mall here in a second. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. One of the joys in Mexico is going shopping at the El Mercado Independencia in El Centro. I can't wait to go back. I'm going to go back and spend like $50. I'm going to get like 3 more hoodies, 2 more pair of sweatpants. I'll be good to go. That's what I'm talking about. And Jamie, passing on some good luck I had today. Right on, man. You go out and have some more good luck. Go out and have lots of good luck. Come back with lots of good luck and share all your good luck with me. That's greatly appreciated. Dominique, yes, avocado on that cheeseburger. Tell them, girl, once you go avocado, you never go back. You know what that means, right? Ray Garcia, saludos from El Paso, Texas, and Hudson Valley is in the wonderful state of New York. I'm very adventurous. I like the servers to surprise me. No. I'm sorry. William Mustache Stone Man, I was married to a Mexican woman for 8 years. Oh, okay. So for 8 years, all I ate and she called herself a chef. And she would make experimental Mexican food all the time. And all I ate was experimental Mexican food for 8 years. And I don't think she ate beef. We never had cheeseburgers. We never had bacon because she didn't eat bacon. No pork, only chicken. I think all we ate was chicken. Sometimes she would make some stuff. I would look down at it and I would say, what's that? I'd taste it. And that was it. I about starved to death. Before I met her, I weighed 400 pounds. After 8 years of eating experimental food, or let's say not eating experimental food, I lost 350 pounds. That's why I'm so thin and trim. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, now, where am I now? Verlaine. A young kid here in La Paz has a food cart. He makes the best cheeseburger I've ever had. Just started cooling down here a night. Good for you in La Paz, because I know it gets hot and humid as hell there. Hola, Billis Doc. The ground beef in the butcher shop in Lake Chapala looks different. No meat filters, and the burger tastes better. Yeah, and that's one of the great things. If you stay out of the big grocery chains, it's called Soriana, Lay's, Walmart. If you stay out of those places and just go to the local butchers, all of that meat is like fresh. I did something wrong. All that meat is like fresh every day. And a big common thing that they will do in Mexico when you order hamburguesa. When you order hamburger in Mexico, they'll ask you, do you want us to mix that with pork? Well, yeah, put some pork in there. So then they ground some pork and make it half ground pork, half hamburguesa. Go home and cook that up on the grill, and you get a nice, greasy cheese pork burger. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Wayne, must admit, they're making good burgers in Bucerias. That's funny. And for those of you that don't know, Bucerias is I'm going to say it's about 8 miles north of Puerto Vallarta. It's right before you get to the surfer town. Oh man, Sayulita. It's right before you get this. I'm going to say Bucerias is like 3 or 4 miles from Sayulita. And Bucerias, I've driven through the main drag in Bucerias like 1,000 times. And it's this big drag. And if you look to the left and the right, it's like a 6-lane highway. And on the left and the right, everything looks ghetto. But if you get off the main drag and go towards the ocean, Bucerias is beautiful with beautiful homes right on the ocean. And Bucerias is a secret. It's a very affordable place to live. Some people would call that cheap. Okay, yeah, Williams Mustache Stone Man. Hey, Bill, Maria and I just went to the Plaza de las Americas the other day. Yeah, and the Plaza de las Americas. I showed you guys some video clips. It's a super mall. I can get in a taxi, be there in like 4 or 5 minutes. I can actually walk there in 15 minutes. Fabulous mall. I was in one of the big department stores and I saw a polo shirt, a white polo shirt, button up. Yeah, it looked really good. I looked at the price tag and it was like 2,500 pesos. That's like $125. For $125 in Mexico, I could get like 2 hookers and a gram of cocaine. You know, I mean, some people wear a shirt like that so they can get laid. Okay, I just take that $125. Get me 2 hookers and a gram of cocaine. I'm good to go. I don't need no $125 polo shirt. And I'm only kidding. No drugs, no hookers up in here. I'm just messing around. And look who's here, none other than Rudy Clemens. Great to see Rudy in the house. Good morning, Rudy. And Rudy is in Mazatlan. And he and his wife Sheila love Mexico. They're African American couple about my age. His wife is my exact age, and Rudy's a couple of years older than me. But they go back and forth from Mazatlan up into the United States to visit their family. Rudy takes care of some health things up there. But they leave and they come back, and Rudy was hesitant to move to Mexico. But Sheila said, "Come on, Rudy, let's go. Watch Bill the Geek. Let's move to Mazatlan." And they moved here, and Rudy is so happy. And whenever they make the trip to the United States, whenever they get back, Rudy is so happy. And they live in a total modern Mexican community. Their Spanish sucks, but their landlord treats them great. If I'm not mistaken, here comes the tamale man. The tamale man knows I'm going live. You know, you can hear him. Tamales. I wish he was selling cheeseburgers, White Castles. He ought to get rid of his tamales and start selling White Castle cheeseburgers if he want to make some money. There he is. Tamales. Yeah, get with the program, man. Get with the program. Get you some White Castle cheeseburgers with jalapeno cheese. Sell them by the sack. You be rich. My brother. Dump the tamales. Sell some white. Can come by every time I'm live and just say White Castle cheeseburger like that. I'll stop the show to go get me a sack full of White Castle cheeseburgers. I'll promote you. I'll tell everybody about you. And let's see look who's here. Ola Buck. Ola, Bill, and fam, I hope everyone is having a beautiful day and a great weekend. God bless. And he's going to add additional. I blasted my surround sound and I could hear the guy going, tamales. Also sounds like a bell he's ringing. Sure. He got to ring his bell. Tamales. Sure. Yeah, get with the program. Sell you some White Castle cheeseburgers, and I'm going to leave it at that. But anyway, so all is good here. My channel is evolving. I did make one trip this week, and that trip was to the Mercado Independencia. I have a bunch of clips on that. I have things to say about it, but I'm making shorter videos now. I'm trying to keep my videos under 13 minutes, get right to the point, visit a place, hit the highlights. And I was making 2 videos a week. I'm going to think up that to like 3 videos a week plus going live. And I'm trying to balance I'm trying to balance everything out so it's still fun. I want to have fun making videos about the joys of living in Mexico, but also about the joys of living, period. How do you have joys while just living day to day wherever you are? And I talked to my cousin in Ajijic yesterday. And if you're like Matt Brazelton, like you're in Ajijic, so if you know where Farmacia Guadalajara is on the main drag, my cousin lives 1 block up the hill. And if you go up the hill from Farmacia Guadalajara, well, that's a totally different community. They don't have like any restaurants up there. So she lives in pretty much a totally Mexican community. All the people up on the hill, she rents a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment for $650 a month. Last time I checked with her, but I talked with her for about an hour and a half yesterday. She's an artist, and in another life, I wrote a couple of books about moving to Mexico. She moved to Guadalajara about 5 years ago. Lived next door to me, and sold her 12-acre ranch in Montana, brought her art stuff. She came down here with a suitcase. But we were talking yesterday, and it may sound strange, but the more, okay, I take my walk 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So I walk up and down the street. Walking up this street is a half a kilometer. I walk back down, that's a half kilometer down. Up, down, and every day there are about 25 Mexican couples or individuals that walk with me. They don't walk with me, but I see them. We're going up, down, high. And what I think is going on with me is making this walk 5 days a week. I'm meeting all these people. Hi. And sometimes when I say hi, I can feel this loving energy. It's like a vibration, like hi. And I'm getting to know, there must be 200 houses on this block I'm walking up and down, and almost everybody on the block knows who I am because I'm the black guy that walks for an hour between 6:30 and 7:30 Monday through Friday. All the kids on the block know me. I know the dogs. All these people have dogs. Some of the dogs just run around in the street. People let their dogs out. I know who they come up to me and say hi. The dogs speak English. And for me, moving somewhere, just saying hi to people is about all I need to know. Hi. And that's all the joy and love that I can, that's about all I want to do. And I'm going to be real honest. I don't want to come to your house and visit you. I mean, I will. If you invite me over for dinner, I'll go. Okay. I might do it once or twice if you're really interesting, but, and it doesn't matter if I'm here or in the United States. I don't know about your kids and your grandkids and in your neighborhood, who's having sex with who, and I got other things to do. And my cousin, she's a full-time artist. She's like 70, maybe 72, 71. She just does art all the time. She's internationally known. She's won international contests. She's brilliant. But all she does, she just wants to do art. We were talking yesterday, and she said, hey, I say hi to all the people. They say hi to me. They know who I am. Their kids know me. I take pictures of their kids. And saying hi is all I really need. I'm busy. I'm not a socialite. I don't want to know. All I want to say is hello. That's about it. Hello. And sometimes better than saying hello is goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye is the best part of hello. But I think, I've been trying to figure out what's so good about moving to Mexico. And it's not so much about, it's just getting away to be with yourself. It's like, what can I learn today? What can I read about today? What YouTube videos can I learn through today? How can I be at peace with myself today? And my cousin said yesterday, a lot of these people I see walking down my street, they look so mean and angry, but all I have to do is look at them and say, hola. And she says, and then if you just say hola, which means hi, their face lights up and they look so happy and they say hi back or hola back. And that's happened to me all over Mexico. And that is the joy of living in Mexico, just being able to say hi to people being happy, seeing you, just meeting new people, but not getting hung up in a lot of baggage. I'd say that for me, that's the joy. That's the real joy. Just being free. And look who is here. La Dulce Vida Ciao Bill. She was in Morelia for a month. She's funny, man. She got stories to tell. I would interview her, and I would like to. Maybe we'll do an interview. We'll talk about that on WhatsApp. But her history is vast. She owns a property in Italy. She's evaluating where in the world she's going to live next. That girl got some history. But Bill, I can't watch because I'm walking around Nepali right now with my son, but wanted to say hi. And I think Nepali is in Indonesia. She's a jet setter. This girl travels. Woo! But glad you stopped in to say hello. We have to talk. DJ Buzzer GM from Virginia. Hey, right on. Okay, Kirk Madere. Good morning, Bill from New Orleans. Does the Lake Chapala area have an area similar to Mazatlan Central? Okay, that's an excellent question. You cannot compare the two. The Mazatlan Centro is they have it's right on the ocean, so to speak. And they have the Malecon, which is about 8 miles of beautiful, I'm going to call it like a boardwalk, but it's cement right on the ocean with all kinds of bars and restaurants. And then in El Centro itself, if you walk off of the Malecon, they have, I'm going to call it a complex. They have a plaza, a huge plaza with buildings that were built or were beginning to be built in about 1562, really old buildings. They have blocks and blocks and blocks of beautiful colonial looking homes with small non cobblestone streets. It's vast, it's beautiful, and it's right off of the ocean. Chapala cannot, I mean, you can't say those, you can't even say those two cities in the same sentence. Chapala, Lake Chapala has its many beauties. And I have enjoyed the beauties of Ajijic and Chapala for about 3 or 4 years when I lived there, but the places are not comparable at all, though both are very beautiful in their own way. Okay. Rusty Hill, good morning. That place above Ajijic sounds like a place I should look at. I can do things the 100% Mexican way. And I will say Ajijic is a great starting spot for anyone, but Ajijic gets kind of small. And my cousin, she does not hang out with the gringos. She does not hang out with the gringos because you only have so many. And then the gringos, I had breakfast with another subscriber last week, Ted. Ted is in Baltimore, brilliant. He's been visiting Mexico his entire life, and he told me places that I need to go in Mexico. William Mustache Stone Man, he told me to definitely go to Puebla, spend 3 days there. He told me about some historical sites, but he lived at one point he lived in Ajijic for a month, and he said, "Oh yeah, Ajijic's just too small, too many gringos." And then they have factions of gringos. This group doesn't like that group, and everybody's in everybody's business. So it's and that's why I really don't. I don't really want. And it's not just gringos. I mean, I guess that's human nature. People get together, they make groups, and you got to be in my group and this and that. But and this guy Ted, he said Ajijic is a great starting place, a place to go. He said spend a year there. I think that's too long. I think as far as a landing space, maybe go there for a maximum of 3 months and then evacuate. Rusty Hill, thanks for talking about it. Yeah, I would not suggest Guadalajara or Ajijic as a in my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. There are wonderful places in Columbus, Ohio. I would not suggest anyone live in Columbus, Ohio. I would just tell them flat out, don't do it. Right. Go Buckeyes, but live in Columbus, Ohio. I'm just going to shoot you straight. I don't think so. And Cassie Davis donating to the channel. Good morning, everyone. 63 Fahrenheit in northern Texas feels great. That's good for you, and thank you so much for contributing to the channel, Cassie. Thank you, and thanks everyone for being here. We have 57 people in the house. 15 people have clicked that like button. Please click the like button. Oh, I got. Oh, okay. Okay. No, Polly is Italian for Naples. Thank you so much. Hey, and I tell you what, I can talk a lot because I got a microphone and I got 2 cups of coffee in me and some water. I got a good night's sleep last night. I got a microphone. I'm good to go. I got a bunch of stuff to say. Stuff just floating out of my mouth. I can't help it. But in this group, if you're new here, let us know where you are, what you want to know, ask any questions. And a lot I don't know. But there are people in this group here and now that have been traveling Mexico for years and years, like William Mustache Stoneman. He's been all over Mexico. He's been coming down here for years and years and years. What I don't know, somebody like Dominique will say, "Oh, that means Naples." So she must be back. Her name is Susan, actually. Because she left here, went to California, outside of the wine country, to be with her family where she grew up. Now she must be back in Italy. Let's see what else be happening. If you're new here, let us know who you are. It's not my show. This show is driven by people asking questions, leaving comments. So if you're new here, let us ask any questions. People have all kinds of questions about moving to Mexico, immigration, the value of the peso. What's it like being a gringo, living in Mexico? Ask anything. And also remember to click the subscribe button. We've been on YouTube, I think in January. It'll be 4 years. And I've learned a lot. And I think I've only been in Morelia for 3.5 months. And I think the channel's really going to change and get better and better and better as we move ahead. I'm going to give you that promise that I am going to make that happening, developing more unique, educational, life growing, happy kind of stuff, joyful stuff, to contribute joyfulness to the planet. That's what we do at the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. Celeste, what are you talking about, girl? Good morning, Bill. Have you ever visited La Paz? Just got my temporary residency visa and will be moving there in early 2025. Verlaine, who is in the house right now, lives there. She's a Canadian. I've talked with her on the phone. I've done 2 interviews with Verlaine in the past. I've had breakfast with her and her husband, I think Harry. And she likes it for certain reasons, but it's hot and humid as hell there in the summertime. So if you email me, let me see here, banners. If you email me at bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com, then I have Verlaine's email, and I can email her and ask her if it's okay for you to email her. But she lives there, and she's lived there for quite some time now. She was looking to kind of get out of there, I think. So if you email me, I'll email Verlaine. Perhaps you two can talk about La Paz. And when I was in Mazatlan, I was thinking about going to the peninsula and doing La Paz. I think Los Cabos is over there. But the travel was just a little too expensive. Plus, La Paz and that whole peninsula situation is way more expensive than where I live in Mexico. So I just said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Tooth Fairy, Mexico is magical. Bill, we have a lot in common. Can't wait to meet you, Mexico. Mexico is not for everyone. If you have the ability to give love and receive love, sorry, you will love Mexico. Yeah, we have to get together for breakfast. Tooth Fairy, we got to set up a breakfast, not this next week, maybe the week after that. See if we can do an interview with you. Yeah, and that's true. A couple, I know, let me think. I know two gringos, and actually both of them were African American gringos. Gringos doesn't mean white people; it means people from the north. In fact, gringo and there are many definitions of gringo, but there was a time, and I forget which foreign force, their army, they wore green, and the army would come, and the army would be in green, and the Mexicans would say, "Go, green, go." Like the army's coming, they say, "Green, the army in the green, go." And I've read many definitions of what gringo means. There are hundreds of definitions, but that's one that makes sense to me. But anyway, I know two African Americans, they came down for like a year. They didn't like it. They didn't like Mexico. Hey, fine. So they came and left, but they gave it a shot. Whatever. Let's move it along. Ricardo, come back to USA, Bill. Even when I die, I'm not going back to the USA. You got to be crazy, man. I'm just going to say hell no. I might put an F. I might have to use the F word. Effing hell no. No, I'm not going up there with all them. Them people are crazy. Oh, they got guns up there. You go to McDonald's, you bump into somebody by accident, they pull out their AK-47, shoot everybody at McDonald's. Then they go down to the church elementary school, kill all the little kids in the elementary school. Then they go, yeah, I mean, them people are crazy. I'm not, hell no. Tooth Fairy, I find English very annoying these days. I am so used to the beautiful Spanish language. Oh man, Spanish is such a trip. Oh, but I must say, Ricardo, you come back to Mexico. Dominique, what's the 411 on auto insurance in Mexico? I'm thinking about bringing my own car. Dominique, I can give you, I can give you the name of the guy that I bought auto insurance from. I was with him. I had a car for 12 years. I had auto insurance with him for 12 years. His name is Nacho. When we talk tomorrow, remind me to give you his contact information. I know him from Puerto Vallarta, a very wealthy American, gave me his name years ago. I used him for 12 years. He knows car insurance. He was very good. And from memory, 1 year of car insurance was around $360 a year. Also, Dominique, I can contact my cousin and she has a pickup truck, and I can see who is covering her. Maybe the same guy. His name is Nacho. Him and his sister work together. They're very good at what they do. I can hook you up because I'm Bill the Geek. And this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. And we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico because that's what we like to do. This is how we live. This is how we have a good time. This is how we have fun sharing the joys of living in Mexico and getting together with people like you every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. Ricardo Vargas, for real, that's my dream to move back. Yeah, I mean, I love Mexico. I'm not leaving. Thank you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Hello, Marco Albia. Hola, Marco. Marco, we did 3 interviews with Marco. He is a Mexican American, first generation Mexican American living in Chicago. He has family here, but he's lived in Chicago his entire life. He's an executive with the Chicago airport. He has some weird, freaky technical job. And he's getting near retirement, but he gave me a whole list of places to do videos on around Morelia. And he filled me in, man. I'm working his list. I still have a bunch of his places to visit. I want to say thank you very much, Marco, during the ZM. I don't know what ZM is. Oh, here we go. During the Mexican-American War, green go because of the uniform color. Thank you very much. I read stuff. I'm wondering if it's true. So yeah, green go, green go, green go, green go. Get out of here. Bye. That's what we're talking about. Kirk, my Latina wife, Nathalie, is very nervous about her safety living in Mexico. In your experience, have you felt safe in your time in Mexico? Kirk, thank you very much. And let me say again, let me just put up this banner. Hold on a second here. Hold on. I'm looking for something. Oh, I'm looking for something on the computer here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There you go. Let me put this up. And Kurt, this is Kurt. I just love people asking questions because this is a very good question. I've been here 20 years and I've been safe for 20 years. I've lived in Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, Chapala, Ajijic, Mazatlan. Now I live here. I've traveled by myself in the last 3.5 years. I've traveled far and wide throughout central Mexico, around the Morelia area, Guanajuato, León, by myself. Last week, I was out in farm country all by myself with a bunch of cows and horses. And everywhere I have been in Mexico, I've only experienced love. Okay, but I don't do drugs. I don't go to bars at night and get drunk. I'm not an offensive individual. Some people are just angry and hostile. I'm not one of those people. I mean, if you come down here and you're cussing at people and you're in a grocery store, you see some guy, you don't like the shirt he has, and you slap him in the face and say, pinche MF, doo-doo-doo-doo, like that because you're drunk, yeah, you're going to get messed up. You mess with the little 15-year-old young girls down here, and you shouldn't be doing it. And you mess with a little young 15-year-old Mexican girl, get her pregnant. Well, you might have her mama and daddy and all their family track you down, kill you, leave you in a dirt hole out in the farm somewhere. But in 20 years of driving all around Mexico by myself, in taxis, on buses, in a car, all I have experienced is love, which I can't say that in the United States. Now, the buck stops here. Yes, the Aces I grew up with in Oakland, in Oak Cliff, Dallas, Texas, always told me gringo means Yankee, a person from North America. Very good. Even though Mexico is in North America. Mexicans tell me that all the time. And they'll call Mexico America because it is in North America. Tooth Fairy, Ricardo, you better pray not to get the white job back. That's funny. He is planning to round you all up and deport you back to Mexico, whether you're from there or not. Yeah, she's talking about Donald Trump. I didn't bring up Donald Trump. It's the Tooth Fairy. And I understand that if Donald Trump becomes president, the first person he's going to deport is Melania, his wife, because she's an immigrant. That's the first person, because I've heard that they ain't had sex in about 7 years because he won't change his diapers before sex is something like that. So after no sex for 7 years, Melania is the first person that he's going to deport. And then he's going to move on to the black people and then the Mexicans. Then he's going to get rid of all the women in the United States. And he's just going to bring Putin over here, who is Trump's gay husband, which hasn't really come up in the press yet. But it's a known fact that Donald Trump is Putin's boyfriend, and Donald Trump and Putin just be hitting it and getting it whenever they get together. I'm not making that up. That's all real stuff I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. All you got to do is read the newspaper. Canada is also North America. Yes, you're very welcome, Dominique, Mary Jane. I look forward to Saturday mornings with you. You make me laugh. Hey, life is funny, man. All you got to do is look around, and there's a bunch of funny stuff. Okay, let me say this. Okay, let me come down here. Those 2 black gringos will be back. Mexico is contagious. William Mustache Stoneman Kirk. I would rather live in Mexico for the rest of my life than spend a weekend in Atlanta, Chicago, Baltimore, Etau. When you look for trouble, you will find it anywhere. And yeah, man, if you come down here with love, there's a lot of love here. And Tooth Fairy said it. If you come down here with love and share love, there's so much love in Mexico. Yeah, I have something to say before I move ahead. I met I don't know how to say this, but okay, this door right here, this door. If you open this door, I'm gonna show you the doorknob right now. So if you open this door, there's one door across the hall. Now, I've been here 3.5 months, and this week I opened the door to leave, and my neighbor who lives in the door across it's not even a hallway, really. It's just a few steps away. She was coming out of her apartment. I've been here 3.5 months. I've never seen her, never heard her. And so she had her back to me, and she was doing the key thing. I was leaving, or I think I was coming back in, and she was leaving. And so I waited for her to turn around. I waited on her to turn around, and I don't know, I guess she's like 35. This is one of the most beautiful women I've seen in my entire life. I mean, she could be Miss whatever country for whatever country she lived in the Miss Universe pageant. And in Spanish, I said, hola. And I asked her what her name was. And I said, my name is Memo, and I live here. And then I said, well, nice to meet you. Okay, then we gave each other fist bumps. How you do that? Boop, boop, like that. Okay, I hadn't seen her in 3.5 months, and now she's really friendly. I was walking one morning. She's in her little Volkswagen, beeps her horn, beep, beep, hola. Saw her a different time. Very friendly. I'm not hitting on her or nothing like that. But Mexico, the people are just so friendly and loving. So I have a new friend across the hall. Am I going to hit on her? No. No, I'm not. But I will be her friend. That's another one of the joys of living in Mexico. Dominique, hey, I'm thinking about whether to bring my car to. My children say no. The concern is not driving in Mexico. It's getting out of the U.S. safely, maybe only take what my car will hold. Let's talk about that. Okay. I'm so happy not to have a car. I take Didi or Uber everywhere that I need to go. And that's the cheaper taxi services. My cousin in Ajijic, she came down here with no car. But in Ajijic and Chapala, they don't have reliable Didi and Uber, though I have used those services in Chapala, Ajijic, but they don't, it's not like Guadalajara or other places where you just call them and they show up. Okay, so my cousin got a car about 2 years ago, and yesterday she told me, well, I don't hardly use the car. I mean, she can walk everywhere she needs to go, and she bought a car. She said, I thought I would use it a lot more. And she says, it's nice to know that I have it. Sometimes it comes in handy. So for right now, at this moment, I'm so happy I don't have a car. I'm very happy not to have a car. But if I had a car, if I owned a car and keep it parked outside, but I mean, you got maintenance and tires, and my car was 20 years old, so something was wrong with it once every 4 months. So it's in the shop, and and then though I haven't seen hardly any accidents down here in 20 years, they do happen. So whatever. Some people can't live without the cars. Tooth Fairy, thank you for all your support and encouragement. William Stoneman Mustache, you know you love the politics. Tooth Fairy brought it up, William. I didn't bring it up. I couldn't help it. Gringo means English-speaking foreigner. I told you there are a bunch of different definitions. Very good. G. Fontaine, oh no. We gays would never claim Trump. That's hilarious. Right on. You go, G. Fontaine. Rusty, if I were to open a restaurant, I would call it Grumpy Gringo. Very good. Good for you. There's a burger place. It's a Mexican burger place. Oh, it's about a quarter mile. Oh, it's a quarter mile from where I live. I walk by it on the way to like 7-Eleven frequently. And it's called Pinche Burger. And that's like Pinche is kind of like the F word, F, the 4-letter F word. But it's called Pinche Burger. I haven't had any of their burgers yet, but they cook them outside on a grill. I got to go down and have one. I bet they're affordable too. Pinche Burger. Ricardo, there are a lot of bad gringos in your channel, Bill. Okay. I don't quite understand what you mean. But feel free to expand upon that idea. Kirk, I've lived in Mexico now over 6 months, and I walk all hours of the night. Never had a bad experience. All I see here is love. Maybe your wife is afraid of love. Woo-hoo! Ooh, bring it on, girl. Woo-hoo! Dominique, I thought gringo came from green coats, the foreign military clothing worn by the Mexican-American War. There you go, green coats. Okay. Everything I own fits in my camper minivan. And that's how, yeah. And Dominique was saying, well, I'm good to go. I'm traveling, trying to find a spot. She's told me her minivan is parked in a storage unit. And that's smart. If you can get all your stuff in a minivan, drive down here, you're good to go. But one thing that I do have to say is make sure to check to see if you can nationalize your car in Mexico. That was a problem that I know that some people have had. You want to look at your VIN number and make sure that when you come to Mexico with a permanent visa, permanent Mexican visa, then you will have to nationalize your car, get license plates for it and all that kind of stuff. And some cars, specifically cars made in Japan, you cannot do this for, and you won't even to be able to sell your car. Ricardo, this is what gringo means. Ah, cool. Just bring your dollar and go back to your country. That's funny. I got my dollars down here and I ain't going nowhere. Hi, Char. I hear you about the car. I've had a car since I was 17. The independence is what I think I'll miss. I will keep that in mind, though. But I tell you what, Char, I guess I got okay. I've only been here 3.5 months, so I got rid of my car maybe a year ago, something like a year ago, and I look at, these people in Morelia, they have some nice, I don't know. I try to figure out. I went to 7-Eleven, the 7-Eleven that I was talking about a minute ago, right down the street. No, across the street from Pinche Burger. I've gotten to know the little Mexican lady that works behind it. And it's not really 7-Eleven. It's actually called Oxxo. That's OXXO. You got to learn Oxxo when you come to Mexico. But anyway, so I've met this lady who's behind the counter. We talk all the time. I know what car she drives. I know where she parks her car. I know how much money she paid for her car. But and this is all in Spanish. I told her there are so many really nice cars in this neighborhood, like Mercedes, Audis, BMWs. Up the street, there's an SUV. There's a Porsche SUV right a half a block up the street on my block. I've never seen a Porsche SUV. And I asked the lady behind the counter, I said, where do these people get this money? I mean, they're all brand new Jeeps the size of Hummers. And I said, where do these people get these? I mean, these are $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 cars in Mexico. And I said, where do people get the money for this? And she said, they do bad things. And she was serious. And her face was serious when she said that. They do bad things. And the lady's about my age, and she's a nice lady. But then she cleaned herself up. She said, oh, they own businesses. Like that. Oh, okay. And I see all of these nice cars, and sometimes I think, well, would I like to get a car? But no, man, my car always had problems. Even the nice new cars, they have, hey, I just get in Uber. I just get in Uber or Didi, take my trip, spend my $2 there, $2 back. I'm done. I don't have to worry about people hitting my car, stealing my car. There's a lady down the street at the very bottom, at the bottom of the hill from where I live. My landlord owns a building at the bottom of the hill. It's got like 5 stories with balconies. It's about $100 more than what I'm paying a month. And there's a bright red BMW parked out in front. And I've seen the lady that drives the car. She's a younger lady. She's good looking. She's got this brand new BMW. She parks it on the street. So I'm walking this week, and I walk by her car, and her car was kind of dusty. So on the driver's side, someone had with their finger put the word, I don't even know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but it starts with a P. And if you speak, it starts with a P. It's a 4-letter word. It ends with an A. And the first syllable is poo. I'm going to wait 10 seconds, and then I'm going to give you the last syllable so I don't get ejected from YouTube. So the first syllable is poo. And then I'm going to wait a little bit, and then I'm going to give you the second syllable in a second. And the second syllable is tuh. So you put that together, and pretty much that means hoe. In black people language, hoe, okay? Hoe is like prostitute. Somebody had written that on her car. Okay, and I don't know her. I've seen her. I don't know who did it, why they did it. Maybe her boyfriend did it. Maybe her sister did it. Maybe her mother did it. Somebody just wrote prostitute on her car. I don't have a car. I ain't getting a car. I'm done with that. I'm good. Okay, now here we go. I don't want a car. I'm good. There is nowhere more dangerous than the USA, especially if you're black or brown. Give me a break. Yeah, United States is one of the most dangerous cities in the world. And some people don't. And that's another joy of living in Mexico, not dealing with that. And, white people don't understand. I mean, we were talking about Jackie Gleason. He's white. He had all white people on his TV show for years. Ed Sullivan, he's white. He had white people on his show. He would have, as long as you could sing, you could be on his show. You had Ozzie and Harriet, all these white families. And, if you were watching TV for years, you didn't even know there were any black people, let alone Mexicans or Asians. And a lot of white people they don't want you to bring it up. I mean, Donald Trump wouldn't rent to black people. Him and his dad, they wouldn't rent to black people. All of the discrimination, the racism, the lynchings, the slavery. A lot of white people get mad when I talk about it. But that's my history, man. It's terrible. It was terrible. It is terrible in many places. It's sad. They say, Bill, don't talk about lynchings. Don't talk about how Donald Trump doesn't want women to control their own bodies. He wants to control their bodies. He wants to grab them by the genitals anytime he wants. That's good. J.D. Vance, he supports grabbing the women by the genitals. That's a good thing. Don't talk about that, Bill. Oh, no. Oh, don't talk about Donald Trump wanting to round up all the people of color and just either kill them or send them to Venezuela. Don't talk about that. Well, for all the white men out there, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to care about that. And I'm going to talk about abortion. I've been thinking about this for a while. And whether abortion is legal or not. Tell you what, Ted Cruz in Texas, I know he has some daughters because he talks about his daughters made him to go to Cancun when they had that freezer in Texas and it got too cold to live there. So Ted Cruz took his daughters to Cancun. Well, I tell you what, if they make abortions illegal throughout the United States, and if one of Ted Cruz's daughters falls in love with me and she gets ready to have a Bill the Geek baby and Ted Cruz don't want it, even if abortions are illegal throughout the United States, Ted Cruz is going to send his daughter to Europe and she's going to pay $50,000 to get an abortion. And all of the Republicans, all the white Republicans whose daughters are out there, if abortion is illegal all over the United States, if a white Republican male, if her daughter, if Bill the Geek knocks up his daughter, yeah, he's going to send her to, he'll spend $50,000, $100,000. So abortion will be illegal throughout the United States, except for the rich people, and they will always have abortions when they want to have one. So there you go. Bill, I can't help it. I can't help it. What can I say? Buck stops here. I forgot to mention, I will be in San Jose del Cabo Bajo, California, Del Sur Beach Town next month, celebrating my 52nd birthday. Viva la Mexico. Come on down, young boy. You a youngin'. Come on down here and you have a good time. Why are you so troubled by politics, Williams? You can't control the channel. The host decides the topic. Thank you very much, Tooth Fairy. My goal is to get rid of 98% and be able to live with only fits in my car. Very good. I want to be able to move easily, but no car concerns are very attractive also. Yeah, I've had a bunch of stuff. I've owned 2 houses and a bunch of stuff. I used to have a full lot. I used to have this room this big just filled with books. I mean, I've owned stuff. At one time I had 2 cars. I used to have 10 suits when I was a business guy, 10 suits and ties and shoes. And now I only have 2 or 3 suitcases. Oh, but one thing I like about not having a lot of stuff is that when everything goes, if something goes down, if there's a revolution in Mexico, they get invaded, I don't know. Well, all I have to do is get 1 or 2 suitcases, I'm gone, you know. But if I own a car and a house and if I own the couch and the refrigerator and I got big screen television, how am I going to get all that out of there quick? Hey, if I got to get out, if I need to leave my apartment and be out of here in 2 hours, I can do it. I'm gone. That's what I like. Okay, Celeste. Bill, I have T-Mobile. Once I move to Mexico permanently, will I lose my T-Mobile? I have WhatsApp. How do I keep my American phone number? And I'll also need a Mexican number advised, please. Okay. Somebody was in this chat within the last month, and they live here or they've traveled here, and they have and used T-Mobile. Talk to T-Mobile about that, but I've heard of gringos coming down here. They use T-Mobile, and T-Mobile is not penalizing them to contact the United States. Now, also now you can get cell phones with 2 SIM cards. So you can have your US SIM card and then your Mexico SIM card in the same phone, and you just hit a button and go back and forth. For me, I have a Mexican phone number and I have a United States phone number. I use Magic Jack. And with Magic Jack, I can call I can call the United States and Canada. Cost me $36 a year. So if you call my U.S. number, which is a 415 San Francisco area code, it rings right to my cell phone. I have a Mexican phone number. That is my WhatsApp phone number. So there you go. But T-Mobile, I know expats that have T-Mobile and use T-Mobile. So there are many options that you have. Talk to T-Mobile and see how that will go down. I'm thinking, like, why do I have a Mexico phone number? It's just handy. It doesn't cost anything. Well, kind of. Oh, I have a Mexican cell phone, and I pay like, how much do I pay? I pay like $36 a month, and that gives me the cell phone, internet wherever I am in Mexico through Telcel. 36. I use it all the time. Sometimes I use my cell phone as an internet hotspot for my computers wherever I'm traveling, and it never goes up. I can use a bunch of data, and I've never been charged for overusing my service. Okay. Hi, it is okay. However you said it, I'm speaking to communicate, and like in Ohio, they say Ohio, but people that live there call it Ahia. I call Uber whatever comes to mind. And if you know what I mean, then just understand and we'll all get along. How's that? I guess you is pronounced ooh in Spanish. Forgive my ignorance. Hey, we're just communicating. All is good. Is kerosene sold in Mexico? What are you? Are you like a fire starter? What? What? Kerosene, I think it is. I don't know why it would not be. I have no idea. Bill, you need to add the P word phonetics to your website. That's funny. And that is the P word. Yeah. White people get uncomfortable when we talk about slavery of blacks because that is what their forefathers did to Africans. I am not of African descent. Too much white privilege in the USA. It's freaky. Yes, that is true, though. Africans had a big part of the slave trade also. Amistad. If you watch that movie Amistad, where you have the Africans rounded up other Africans, selling them to the foreigners. I mean, that was a big business. Yeah. Oh, who's the guy in Missouri? The Missouri senator. Talk about white privilege. What's his name? He's got his private jets. He's I can't think of his name. He's going out. True that, Bill. Buck stops here in Germany and some parts of Europe or around the Mediterranean Sea. Uber is pronounced like Uber. I deliver food for Uber since 2015. I'm often called the Uber Eats guy. That's funny. Boy, we have a bunch of comments going on here. Let's see. That's Black history and also American history. The repercussions of it all, racism, sexism, homophobia, etc., are a big part of the reason lots of us are looking for better places to live. Truth. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's why I lived out here. That's why I ain't leaving. And I'm going to say for homosexuals in Mexico, of course there's homophobia everywhere, to some extent, but in Mexico, people don't care. You go, and of course, Puerto Vallarta is like the gay capital of Mexico. But everywhere I've been in Mexico, you'll see guys walking around holding guys' hands, women walking around holding women's hand, hugging and kissing. Nobody in Mexico, nobody cares. I'd say in there, I mean, in United States is very homophobic, but here people just do not care. And the big mom, like okay. I have a gay landlord now. He lives with his partner. They're filthy rich. Then I had a gay landlord in Puerto Vallarta. He was married to his partner. They were Americans. They were filthy rich. And before him, I had another gay landlord in Puerto Vallarta. He owned Casa Cupola, which is a 5-star gay resort hotel, ranked one of the top gay resorts in the world. Casa Cupola. What's his name? His name was Don something. But anyway, Mexicans don't really care about homosexuality. Celeste, once I move to Mexico, I'll lose my T-Mobile. How do I keep my T-Mobile number? I'll need a Mexican phone. I'll have WhatsApp. I'm buying an iPhone 16. I think you can. I've talked to people. They have T-Mobile. You can come down here with T-Mobile. Talk to them again. I'm not an expert, but I have seen T-Mobile offices. I just saw a T-Mobile office here in Mexico this week. ACC2, I am a citizen. How long will it take to get Mexican citizenship? Does Mexico allow dual citizenship? Yes, you can have dual citizenship in Mexico. I don't think it takes that long to be a citizen of Mexico. You just have to pass the test, pay whatever the money is. Personally, I have no reason. I can't find any reason to be a Mexican citizen other than the passport. That would give me a Mexican passport, which means I could go to other places on the planet that I can't go to with a U.S. passport. Like with my U.S. passport, I cannot go to Cuba, but if I'm in certain I know people that have gone to Cuba with an educational passport, or this passport, or that, or with this group or that group, but you just can't get on a plane and go to Cuba. With a Mexico passport, you can just get on a plane and go to Cuba. And there are other countries like that where the United States restricts you from visiting. Now, but I don't see a reason to become a Mexican citizen. I have a permanent visa. Good morning, Bill, my fellow Buckeye. Oh my God, I'm cracking up with Bill the Geek, baby. I have a good time. We're just here sharing information. Okay, Dominique, I have Visible and have unlimited everything in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Visible. There you go. There are all kinds of services out there. Thank you, Dominique. Robert, thank you. I live in Mexico and have T-Mobile. I get 5 gig of international roaming for free. I would suggest getting a SIM card from a phone carrier, popping it into your tablet or a spare phone just to have. There you go. And I told you I told everybody earlier in the show, I've been here 20 years, but there are people in this chat that know things I just don't know. And there's Robert sharing with you his info of how he lives in Mexico and he has T-Mobile. Thank you, Robert, for contributing your information. Tooth Fairy, FM Bill. Donald Trump wants to lock up immigrants for 10 years. The first time, the next time, 20 years, third time, execution. Yeah, man, that's crazy. And people are going to vote for him. Nancy Trevino, I have AT&T, supposed to be able to use it all over North America with no extra charge. I would probably get a Mexican SIM card too. We used WhatsApp when we were in Ecuador. Very good. And again, I'm not real familiar with it, but I'm hearing more and more about cell phones that have 2 SIM cards, so you can click a button and go back and forth from one to the other. And look who is here. Angela Morris in the house. And hola, Angela. Love your YouTube video. Thank you so much. And stay tuned, because I think I'm going to be coming out with better content. I've been traveling more because I'm getting familiar with the area. It took a little time and money to get situated where I am here in Morelia. Now I'm comfortable. With the being in central Mexico. And so stay tuned. That's all I can say. Marilyn, what's a flight attendant? She's a flight attendant. Okay. I don't understand what that's about. I always wondered if our creator made all people the same color. Will men, women still find a way to discriminate against each other? Okay, now some people may roll over what you're saying here. But my major in college was sociology, and I created my own degree within the sociology department at Dartmouth College. But that special degree was social deviance. So in the realm of sociology, I studied social deviance for 4 years intensely. And the Ohio State University has one of the best sociology, social deviance departments in the world. And I had 2 excellent international social deviance professors. And social deviance is just being different in any group. And I remember one of my professors, we were studying where if you had 5 angels and you put all the 5 perfect angels in a group, all 5 of them, that one of them would deviate from the norm of the others, and then they would be pushed away by the others to some degree. So, and even if we were all the same color, so if we were, and none of us are, even not all black people are the same color, not all Mexicans or Hispanics are the same color, not even all white people are the same. We're all different versions of some skin color. But even if all of us were the same color as this leather right here, I guess you might call that brown or beige, we still wouldn't get along. That's human nature, for us to just make up reasons for us. And that's what the book Gulliver Travels was all about. Gulliver's Travels was all about people that were the same, but they had different ideologies, like which end of the egg should you break? And that if you break the egg on the little end, you're okay. But if you break the egg on the big end, that's a problem. So people can make up all kinds of reasons not to get along. It doesn't matter. People are people. Understand. And Char Williams, thank you so much, Char Williams, for contributing to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. This is how I pay my rent. This is how I travel. And thank you for always speaking your truth and sharing your experience. We can all learn from each other. Char Williams, thank you so much. And hey, I mean, I just like sharing information. How can I make the world a better place? And how can I learn? What can I learn? Every day I got to learn every day. Oh, yeah, I got to learn every day. And what can I share? What can I share on Saturdays? What can I share in a video? And before I go live, I've got some notes over here, and I read that before I go live, and I'm thinking, what can I share today to make the world a better place? Because my purpose in life is to extend the good and the wonderful and help everybody be happy. Everybody share joy. Let everyone have joy and abundance and health and healing and forgiveness and truth and vision and knowledge. Yeah, that's what life is all about. And, I'm not going to talk about the election too much, but all I can say is vote for love. Vote for love. Vote for truth. Vote for happiness. Vote for freedom. Vote for education. Vote for equality. And whoever lines up best with all of that, vote for that person. Yeah, how you like that? I told you who to vote for, and I didn't even say anything bad about anybody. How you like that? Malethea, I'm glad that you are covering this bill. I want to move to Mexico with my partner and my son once he turns 18. We are always concerned about LGBT safety, especially in racist Texas. And I'm going to say, let me think about it. I don't know. Let me think. I'm just thinking here. Do I know any African American? I think I do. Yes. In fact, I know several African Americans, gay people down here, and I'm telling you, Mexico. Oh, my ex-wife, Mexican. She had a lot of. Oh, my ex-Mexican wife. I was with her for 8 years. Her son was gay. Really handsome. He looked like Clark Gable, very talented young man. Now he's about 38. He's gay, travels Mexico. Last I knew, I haven't talked to her like 3.5 years. He had pretty much a husband. Then she had a niece or a nephew, female, that was married. In her family, she was married to this hot Mexican woman from Mexico City. So yeah, I know a lot of very happy gay people in Mexico. Yeah, I got stories to tell. Yeah. So come on down. They don't care. Mexico is cool. Maryland peoples, Hudson Valley, upstate New York, Catskills area since 87, Interstate 87 North. Woo! One can get dual iSIM card, one for USA, for Mexico on the same phone. Thank you very much for that tip. Is your live chat every Saturday? How do I subscribe? I accidentally stumbled into this chat. All you do, ACC2, all you do, just go to YouTube and do a search for the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. I'm Bill Dallas Lewis. Let me try something over here on this computer. I'm going to open a new window and I'm just going to go to YouTube. Well, let me do it on this computer. I'm going to get on this computer and I'm going to go to YouTube. Okay, and I'm going to do a search for Bill Dallas Lewis. Here we go. I go to YouTube. I do a search for Bill Dallas Lewis. Oh, come on now. Okay, okay, it's not letting me do that. Okay, here we go. Okay, to find me on YouTube, here we go. Let me copy this link. And let me just put it down here in the chat. There you go. So there is my YouTube address right there. It's like Bill Dallas. It's YouTube /@ Bill Dallas Lewis. And you can find me and subscribe right there. And we have a new member. You guys can sign up. You can actually be a member to the channel. I need to work on that. But thank you very much for becoming a member. Celeste, what's she talking about? Yes, it would still discriminate based on class, income, outward appearance. Sad to say. Yes. Yes, my undergraduate degree is in social deviance. Also, for you Italians, I was reading about Christopher. How last week was Christopher Columbus Day. And well, how was there ever a Christopher Columbus Day? Well, what happened was in New Orleans in about 1892, there was a lot of discrimination and hatred towards Italians. And I don't know how this actually went down, but they put a bunch of Italians in prison, and the people in New Orleans that were not Italians, they broke into the prison and they lynched like scores of Italians that they had put in prison. And this caused some really nasty things. And that's, then the president, I think the president of the United States at the time created Columbus Day to get rid of some of the, and I think it was President Harrison maybe, to get rid of some of the, but there you go. There you got white people killing white people for, yeah, I mean, just because they're Italian and, hey, so yeah, I mean, discrimination is just out there. People just are crazy. So that's just, it's like Rodney King says, can't we all just get along? And for what it's worth, Tooth Fairy is an atheist, whatever. Why has USA become unaffordable for average wage earners? Hey, that is an excellent question. I mean, the United States just kept upping the prices. I can't afford to live the way that I live in Mexico and the United States. What? I owned a home in Cincinnati, Ohio. My mortgage, how long? This is like 35 years ago. My mortgage was $2,500 a month. Who can? My sister has a condo in Marina Del Rey, California. Her condo mortgage is $3,500 a month. Oh, and then she has a car. She has credit cards and all that kind of. I mean, okay, so she's got to pay like $7,000 a month in bills. Who can afford that? I'm not doing that. I would have to have 8 or 9 jobs. To live like that, you have to have a job pretty much that you hate. I mean, I'm an artist. I create YouTube videos. Okay, my rent is $450 a month, less than that. My food expenses are a lot less than that. I don't have a car. I can afford to be an artist in Mexico. I can't, if I want to live in the United States, even with an Ivy League degree, even with a master's degree from a Big Ten school, even with years of business experience, for me to have a job to afford to live the way I want to live in the United States, I would have to get a job that I hate, like wearing suits, working for a corporation, so I can make 100, 150, live in a place that I really don't want to live in. The only place I would really want to live in the United States is maybe Greenwich Village or somewhere in San Francisco. Then I'd have to be making like $10-20 million a year. The only way that I can afford to live in the United States and be happy is to sell fentanyl. I mean, that's the only way I could affordably live in the United States. So prices are high in the United States because people are willing to sacrifice their souls and their lives and to live way beyond their means to do jobs that they hate, so that when they hit the age of 65, maybe they can smell some freedom. So the United States just priced themselves out of the range of happiness. That's what happened. The U.S. just priced itself out of happiness. You can be a doctor, a lawyer. How many happy doctors and lawyers or even business executives are you aware of in the United States? There you go. Okay, now, La Cruz de Huanacatzal is town immediately after Bucerias. So when you say after, is that north or is that south? I guess it depends on which way you're headed. Jane Elliott and the blue-eyed, brown-eyed experiment show how discrimination is created. She did that experiment with first graders after MLK was assassinated. That is a very famous thing that happened. What are vegetarian food options in Mexico if one is a vegetarian? Tooth Fairy is vegan. My cousin in Ajijic is vegan. All they eat is vegetables. They just eat what cows eat. Okay, so when it comes to being a vegetarian or vegan in Mexico, I'm going to say it's a way better experience than in the United States, much more freedom. Sandy, hello, Bill. I love you, man. Open-minded, free, and happy, and sharing the vision for everyone to do the same. I can't wait to meet you in May. Come on down, girl. We'll go to breakfast and explore life. All right. Can you open a Mexican bank account if you are not a permanent resident, blah, 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 want to just withdraw the money from a Mexican bank whenever I am in Mexico? Yeah, you can come down here, open a bank account. I don't even think you need any kind of visa. I think you can, anybody that has $1 or $2, Mexican banks will take anybody's money. I don't have a Mexican bank account. I have a bank in the United States who I will not say the name of the bank. But that's all I need. And if I need some money, I just go to the ATM machine and put my card in the ATM machine anywhere in Mexico. And a couple of seconds later, I got a bunch of cash in my pocket, and I have a very good U.S. bank. And they don't charge me anything to take the money out of my American bank account. And my ex-Mexican wife, her mother, who of course is Mexican, she had $75,000 in her Mexican bank account, and the bank went out of business, and her mother just lost $75,000. And for that reason, I will never put any money into a Mexican bank account. Wow, man, I'm clicking this. I banked my Georgia vote on Thursday. Do you have any advice regarding safety issues surrounding gangs and cartels? Yeah, I'm gonna call you yeah because that's what it looks like. Give up. I'm gonna say give up all the thoughts. Just forget about gangs and cartels in Mexico. I'm going to say there's more gangs and cartels in the United States than in Mexico. So think about the gangs and cartels in the United States way more than the gangs and cartels in Mexico. Now, here's what you need to think about. If you're going to come down here and you want to be a mover and shaker and get into politics and control minerals and avocados, imports and exports, cotton, gold, silver, unless you're going to be, marijuana, cocaine, heroin, and in big money, well, and so if you have billions of dollars and you're going to come down here until you get $1 billion and you come down here and you want to make things happen with your $1 billion, that's the only time you need to worry about cartels. Other than that, forget about cartels. Stay out of the bars. Don't get drunk until 2:00 in the morning and with your 5 Rolexes on you, and you'll be fine. Okie dokie. There you go. Oh, that's me. That's how you find me on YouTube. Aha. Woo, Tooth Fairy. There are a lot of, there you go. Yep, I am a hardline vegan. I get food to eat here in Morelia, Mexico. I also don't like to eat out. I make the best vegan food, right? And on my list of things to cover here today, also, I eat at home all the time. The only time I eat out is when somebody from the family here, a subscriber, they say, Bill, I'm in town. Let's get together. And so I say, well, let's go have breakfast. We'll have some bacon and eggs. That's the only time I eat out. I never eat out. This week, for the first time since I've been here in Mexico for 20 years, I made quiche. I found a grocery store that has quiche pie shells, which are very hard to find. I guess I could make my own pie shells. And okay, so I got the pie shells and I didn't like the crust. Okay, that's okay. So but anyway, I made quiche this week. I make my own tacos with my own tortillas in the house. So pretty much I live on chicken thighs with my air dryer. I eat canned beans with tomatoes, avocados, and onions. Put that in some tortillas. I don't go out. Why go out to eat? Everything I cook is good to eat. I'm not going out, and I'm not really worried about the money because I have excellent YouTube people that actually donate on Saturdays and through the week. And I thank God that those people are there to help me pay for food. But okay, so I make my chicken thighs. I get 4 chicken thighs for like $2.50. Each chicken thigh is one meal with a tomato and an avocado. I mean, I never eat out. Then I'm gonna go out and pay gringo prices. I don't think so. Earthly brown color. 7 men of color were lynched. In America this month. And other men. Oh my God, where did this happen? Buck stops here for X market. Okay. Now Buck stops here. Oh, looky there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's talk about this. The value of the peso. Okay. Okay. Now he's talking the value of the peso, and that's when he says 1929 to 20.01. That would be. I'm just going to say 20. That means 20 pesos is $1. 20 pesos is $1. And we haven't seen that peso value in Mexico for about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years. The first thing I'm going to tell you, the first thing I do when I get up in the morning, I turn on my computer and I check the value of the peso because the value of the peso is going down. So I'm going to say yesterday, the best rate I saw yesterday, which is on Friday, was like 19.99. And why is that important to me? Because I pay my rent in pesos. So today, my rent is about $445 a month. 2 weeks ago, it was $467. It was $20 more 2 weeks ago. The value of the peso is going down. I thought it was going to go up, but this week it has been pretty stable, just like the buck stop here is saying, between 19.29 to 2021. And for those of us that are not independently wealthy, I know a lot of Americans down here. They got a lot of money, man. I do okay, but I ain't got, I know people come down here, they buy 2-3 houses, they're driving Maseratis. I ain't in the club, right? I ain't in the club. So to me, the lower the value of the peso, the more that I can travel, the better I can live. So that's why that information that the buck stop here just shared with us is so very, very important. ACC2, is it true what you said? But yes, That is the oh yeah. See, now that's something. There is a YouTube video series on how the Italians became white. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that I mean, as a black person, ask any black person, are Italians white? Any black person, unless they're history freaks and they really know, they just gonna say, yeah, Italians are white. Whatever, Italians are white. Michelangelo, he was white. You know, yeah, Italians are not white. I'm going to say something now that's going to really upset somebody. I'm just because if I don't say something that's going to upset somebody, then I ain't doing my job, right? I got to rock the boat. But okay, I grew up in Ohio, kind of in the country, and I'm just going to be real honest. I'm going to be real super honest here. I never met a Jewish person that I knew was Jewish until I was about 29 years old. Now, apparently, I met a lot of Jewish people, but I didn't other than reading about World War II and what happened to the Jewish people. All the Jewish people lived on the total other side of town in Columbus, Ohio, in a very rich neighborhood. And from the Jewish people that I had met, the few that I met, they all kind of looked like white people to me. I mean, and what I never understood was why the German white people wanted to kill the Jewish white people. I didn't understand that at all. It was just confusion. Wow, the reasons that people kill, discriminate against, and screw with other people is just mind-boggling. Okay, now, earthly brown color. Mexico looks inviting with the ongoing danger of everything happening in the United States. Bullies and bull S here. Hopefully, Kamala wins the election and starts cleaning things up and gets rid of the Trump movement altogether. Okay, now deep think now. My creator told me life is short. Get along with everyone. Mom and dad, my creator. Mom, that's funny. Yeah, get along with life is short. Just get along with everyone. Deep think now. Yes. There you go. Right there. I mean, deep think now. Hey, that says it all. Just my creator, mom and dad told me life is short. Get along with everyone. Let's just leave that up there. Just get along with everyone. Tooth Fairy, the maggots are only concerned with white abortion. Yeah, do you really believe they care about black abortion? And Matt Brazelton contributing to the channel. Thank you so much, my Oregon brother, who whooped Ohio State's ass last week by 1 point. It was so embarrassing. I hurt so bad. I was not feeling good. But thank you, my brother Matt Brazelton in Ahiheek, for contributing to the channel. And if you're watching the replay, the not live version, in the description below, there's a link, and you can click the link. It'll take you to PayPal, Visa, Master, and in PayPal, you can donate $1, $5. If you're very wealthy and live anywhere in the world, And this is an offer to wealthy people anywhere in the world. If you want to donate like $10 million, just donate $10 million. And if you donate $10 million, let's see, what will you get? If you and this only works for today. Only for today. Okay. For everybody that donates 10 million US dollars today, you get your own Bill the Geek special black ski cap. Yes. Yeah, I'll put my name on right up here, Bill the Geek. That offer is only for today. Everybody around the world. You can be in China. You can be in Japan. You can be in Uganda. You can be in Venezuela. You can be in Vermont. You can even be related to Donald Trump. You can be Donald Trump. Donald Trump, if you're listening, if you donate $10 million to the Bill the Geek channel today, you get this really cool ski cap. How you like that? All right. Okay. That offer is for today only. Now, Maryland peoples, Chapala and Mazatlan are totally different. Love the fish ladies of Mazatlan and Maryland. The fish ladies, I've eaten there. I have videos of the fish ladies. It's a restaurant, so to speak. And if you can find the market it's right off the main plaza in Mazatlan. And if you walk all the way to the market, then you'll get to where they sell fish, fresh fish, right off the boat. And you go buy your shrimp, your octopus, your lobster, whatever fish, you buy it fresh at very affordable prices right there on the street. And then you take your fresh fish over to the Fish Ladies restaurant. There's two of them. One is on the first floor. They have another one on the second floor right across the street. And they will cook up the best fish. They'll charge you for it, but yeah, Chapala and Mazatlan, you cannot really say those two. You can't. Those places are not comparable. Bill, I am coming to Chapala next June for 1 week vacation with my sons. I want to settle in the area when I retire. What are some good pueblos near Lake Chapala? Not expensive. I'm saying give Chapala up. Screw Chapala. Move to the Morelia area. The Morelia area is more Mexican, has a lot more to offer, a ton more to offer than Chapala. And there are many pueblos around Chapala within it. And I think about Pátzcuaro. Pátzcuaro is a fabulous city. I made videos in the last month about Pátzcuaro. That's what you want to look at. You want to look at, give up Chapala. Forget about Chapala. Heek. Move to the Morelia area. God, forget about Chapala. Forget about it. A Mexican guy told me the cartels own all the Mexican resorts. Right on. Cool. Hey, right on. Good for them. Enjoy. Tooth Fairy, you have to be a permanent resident or citizen. The Mexican banks here are very strict. I have a Mexican bank. I went through so much I get that account. The banks are very highly sophisticated. Very good. Very good. My white boyfriend always reminds me that Italians are not really white. They are honorary white. He said, that's funny. All right. The Jewish people in Columbus, Ohio, not was, but is Bexley. It's called Bexley, Ohio. I meant the Jewish community was Bexley when I was growing up, and Bexley is still there. So true to the browning of America is disconcerting and disgruntled, happy, unhappy folk. And, we must all remember that every time you look at a dollar, every dollar, every penny, every dime, every quarter, on each one it says e pluribus unum, which means from many come one. From many come one. Visiting Mexico City next week for 11 days from Florida. Come down and enjoy. How is dating for women in Mexico in general? Let me think. Let me think about that. I don't. Dating is dating. You put yourself out there. You're going to have to join some groups to meet people, or stand around on the plaza and hope you meet some people. But dating is dating. If you want to date, then you have to join the group. Find the group that you think people might want to date you. You might have to go to a synagogue, to a church, take some college courses, take some learn to speak English courses, sell real estate, open a flower shop so that people come in, you meet people, walk around the streets, sell fentanyl, sell cocaine, a lot of, you gotta, hey, dating is dating. So there you go. Russ Shrewsbury, you need to offer up some Bill the Geek merch. Put me down for a Bill the Geek hoodie. I got Bill the Geek merch, but nobody, it's too expensive. I have it on Amazon, and by the time they ship it to you, it's just like too much money. Marilyn Peoples, I have visited 22 Mexican cities, traveling as a solo female. I've never felt unsafe, but still don't do stupid stuff. Yeah, I lived in the Bay Area for 5 years. I visited New York City many, many times. I used to know the Manhattan subway system like the back of my hand. And one thing that I know is you always watch your back. And as long as you watch your back all the time, you'll pretty much be okay unless you do stupid stuff. All right. I recently found YouTube videos where Mexicans are protesting fuera chinos. Is that true? I have not run into that news report, but sure, there's bigotry all over the world, so I would not be surprised. Morelia is amazing. Pretty sure I will settle here. Wonderful people, beautiful architecture, and the art scene is even better than I thought it would be. And Dominique is here right now. So, yeah, I would give up. For those of you thinking of moving to Chapala, I've lived in Chapala. I'm going to say I can't think of any reason to live in Chapala. Okay, now I do have a couple of clips here. Let's turn this off. Okay. Okay, I did visit the Mercado Independencia, which is about 5 blocks away from El Centro. And this was a wonderful find because it's about the place is a huge market. It's about one block by one block. You could actually walk there from El Centro. And they have a mercado in downtown Mazatlan, but Mazatlan is a tourist town. So most of the market in downtown El Centro is tourist crap. Mazatlan key rings, Mazatlan t-shirts, Mazatlan hoodies, Mazatlan coffee cups. That's what half of the market is down there. In this Mercado Independencia, it's all either clothing or shoes or food, chicken, beef, vegetables, and the prices were excellent with all kinds of restaurants where you can go in and get stuff to eat, or if you need and all kinds of shops outside of the market. Or if you want to buy a live turkey or a live duck or a live chicken, you just walk across the street from the market, and they have these in the market also. But I think on the left, I don't even know what kind of bird that is. Here we go. That's a turkey. You can buy that turkey, take it home with you, and you're good to go. You can buy a live chicken, take it home with you. You can even get baby chicken. If you're the freak of the week and you just like that young chicken taste, there you go, man. This is all down at the market. Or if you want some tacos de cabeza, which means cow head tacos. They say that the meat of the cow head is the most delicious. Yeah, they say cow head is good eating. So I might reflect. I'm going to put up this video this week. And speaking of vegetables, I mean, they have. This is where I bought all my hoodies and stuff. I can't wait to go back. I'm going back in about. There are some. You can buy USB ports, all kinds of for you vegetarians, for you vegans. And when it says 10 or 20, that's like they're talking about a kilo worth of stuff. You're a kilo of all kinds of fruit and vegetables, and I'm gonna revisit this next Saturday. But I gotta go back to the market and just sit down and eat some really good Mexican food. So anyway, I think I'm. And look at this, man. You can sit down here and look at that. Look at that. Don't you want some of that? Yeah, chow down with some really good Mexican food. I think I have about like 31 video clips on this. I will be putting up a video on this within the next couple of days. Okay, now. Here we go. Okay. Dominique. Morelia. Okay, we went through that. Tooth Fairy. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. We'll get you guys hooked up. Axel Foley. Hola, Axel. Great to see you in the house. Javier and Maggie was found in, wow. Oh, lynched. Wow. Tooth Fairy. Yes, absolutely. Bill, you're welcome to give okay, so I will hook you two up. Okay. Probably by tomorrow. Wife and I always wanted to live Morelia as her grandparents were from around there. Chapala was to be safe landing until we picked up some Spanish. Think it doable to skip that step. Yes, skip. Don't worry about your Spanish. Don't worry about your Spanish. How do I say this? If you go to Chapala Ahihic, because some of the people speak English there, that just means you're talking to people that really you don't want to talk to. You're moving to Mexico to be with to be in Mexico. Screw the people that speak English. Come down here and I mean, unless you're going to university lectures, you don't need to know Spanish. All you need to know how you just know you need to know how to say a few words like, how do you get here? How do you get there? And your phone has a translator in it. When I lived in Chapala, the Mexican family across the street, what was his name? I forget his name. He worked for Telmex, which is the phone company in Mexico. So his job was to install internet services to people in Chapala and Ajijic. His English sucked, but he would use his cell phone. So he'd go to see some gringo in Ajijic. They don't speak Spanish. He doesn't speak English. He'd pull out his cell phone, and they would talk into the cell phone. He hits the button, and it translates. And you can do that to English to Spanish or from Russian to Chinese, whatever. So, skip Chapala, go right to Morelia. And they have gringo groups down here if you want to talk to gringos like once a year in the English. Or you can just talk to me every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. How you like that? Just the ease of soft landings and affordability with much improved foods is the allure, Bill. All of that fruit looks pretty amazing. It just gets better and better and better. Bill, did you vote? I'm visiting Peru and mailed in my absentee ballot. Yes, and we will talk about that, Mimi, on another day as we get closer to the election. Okay, well, we're getting close. We're getting close to getting out of here. So we have a lot coming up. I'm going to do some Build the Geek Unleashed videos coming up soon. I'm learning a lot more about the area. I'll be back on the road going somewhere this week. A lot is going on. Oh, yeah. Char Williams, this is great. This is great. There are many different types of portable translators. I will get one that translates pictures also. Yeah. There's all kinds of translation stuff going on. Depending on we might need to move in with you soon. Sure, come on down. I only have one bedroom, but if I had two bedrooms, I'd say come on down now. But come on down. Now, I had a thought. When I got to Morelia, they have, I only know of one expat group here. And somebody sent me a message from their expat group, and it said, "We don't want you here. We don't want you here." And then I received about 5 or 6 very nasty messages from expats living here in Morelia. What? They're going to send me a message that says, "We don't want you here"? What does that mean? What is that? Is that as a black guy? Is that as a YouTuber? We don't want you here. So I leave the expats alone. because you don't know who they are. Oh, and then you have the Republican Donald Trump expats. But I stay away. I stay away from the gringo expats. And they have groups that get together regularly, but then I have to watch out for which one sent me the message that says, "We don't want you here." Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, here we go. I use Google Translate. There you go. Thank you for today's live. Bill, see you tomorrow. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone. And I'm getting ready to go myself. So if you're watching the rebroadcast, we've been doing this for about an hour and a half now. If you're watching the rebroadcast and you would like to donate to the channel, and if you would like to donate to the channel, just click the donate button, and there you can use Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, or American Express. I want to thank everybody for showing up today. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and we have people from all over the world that come and share the love and the joy here of living in Mexico, and we're a family and we get along in here. So I'm going to say thank you so much. Love you all, and we'll have brand new content for you next Saturday for sure. I just want to say thank you all. Love you all. Thanks for donating to the channel, for signing up for memberships, for clicking that like button, and for leaving a comment, for asking a question. Thank you all so much. I just want to say love you all. Adios. Que te vaya bien. Hasta luego. Adios.